from Dolton, Illinois.
My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois. My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois. My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois. My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois.
Hi, people. You are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary, live from Dolton, Illinois.
My people,
Commentary Blue Commentary Burgundy Commentary Comment Blue Commentary Comment Burgundy Blue Commentary Burgundy Commentary Commentary.
Child, here I am. Here I is. Hi, y'all. Welcome to Burgundy Blue Commentary. I'm gonna do a little housekeeping right quick, but I promised someone I would do this video tonight. I would have waited, but I promised them it would be tonight. So here I am. I try to be a woman of my word. You guys, housekeeping. Hit the link. All the ways to support your girl are in the description box below, and we have the QR code there. Hello, everybody, and this is a sensitive subject matter. So, can I? Sorry, guys. I had a hiccup right there. I'm so sorry. I didn't even mean it. I'm so sorry. So, I try to have a channel where I try to be non-biased. It's not the popular thing. Yes, my channel could grow if I just put up salacious thumbnails, a mayor looking crazy, shocking news, breaking news, or even lies. My job is to maybe give you all sides of the story if I can. But basically, I think what's happening is you're just looking through the village of Dolton from just one person's eyes. I'm not the end all be all. Hey, Starboy Glows, thanks for being here. I'm not the end all be all. I just want to be sure you know that. Potato, I hope all is well. I thought I put that in there. I hope all is well with you, Potato. I appreciate you so much. This story I didn't want to do because I don't know this family. However, I got several requests in my email to cover this story because that's the only bad thing about me not do. It might be easier if I just stick with the pool party twerk stuff, right? Because that's our funnest video we love to go over. But it's a lot of people hurting in our village. There's a lot of things going on. Bankruptcy of Lacey is the least of our worries. It's entertaining for a lot of people, but it's people who have been waiting for the eye to be on Dolton for a long time. And we have law enforcement, we have advocates, we have a former mayor, We have investigators here now, but no one's putting the eye on them. So they're depending on me for whatever reason. I don't know why, guys. I just want to be honest, to put things out there, and maybe the bigger channels pick it up. Maybe the auditors see it. Maybe other people know what's happening. I always try to pace myself so I'm not saying the wrong things. Let's get to the video and let's discuss. Today we're talking about a young man that was tased by Dolton police. I'm going to be watching a lot of this along with you. This was requested. I want to make sure that it's out there for what I can do with this small channel. I'm not nowhere. I'm sometimes I pause because I am a nobody in this YouTube game. But if you guys know someone that can push this forward, please do. And I'm taking everything down because I think it's important that we focus on the story at hand. Okay. Let's start here. Hit the like button, send encouragement, send love. And this is just what they requested I share.
The incident happened on November 20th, 2023. The family says their 14-year-old son was coming home after getting snacks from a grocery store when he was tased by police in his own backyard and was later hospitalized. The family's attorney says this was a case of mistaken identity and says police must be held accountable. Now, we want to warn you, the video you're about to see might be disturbing.
Get your hands up! Hands up! Hands up!
On the morning of November 20th of last year, 14-year-old Avarius Thompson, who has autism, was tased by a Dolton police officer. Seconds later,
Don't move!
he's tased again.
You gotta get some more!
When you're looking at that body cam video and you see your son, you see him being tased, as a parent, what goes through your mind when you're watching that?
It was frightening. It was very scary. And I can see he was confused. He didn't know what was going on.
According to the incident report, Dolton police were called to assist Riverdale police, who were searching for 4 black males. 2 of the males were said to have fled on foot with rifles and a handgun, according to the report.
Get your hands up!
At around 10:53 a.m., a Dolton police officer spots Thompson in a backyard, pursues him, and tases him.
Don't move! Don't move!
According to the police report, Thompson was positively identified as one of the offenders. But in this body cam video, you can hear what appears to be another officer questioning whether they got the right person.
I don't think that's him, bro. This might not be him.
Thompson's sister comes outside, asking why they have her brother.
He a little boy. What did you do? I didn't do nothing. I know you didn't do nothing.
Thompson's mother, Gwendolyn Torrin, says she rushed to the hospital where her son was being treated.
He's autistic. You can't arrest an autistic kid, man. Y'all tased him. Y'all did that.
After being treated at the hospital, the family says their son was turned over to Riverdale police, who released the boy later that day.
Far too often we're seeing this happen, not just in Illinois, across the country.
The family's attorney, Calvin Townsend II, says to his knowledge, his client has not been charged with a crime. He says this was a case of mistaken identity.
He's a great kid.
Attorney Townsend says his client's clothing was similar to the suspect's description, which made him a target.
He's a 14-year-old kid, and having officers rush towards you with what we know as tasers, but could be perceived as guns, is scary. Then you add the autistic aspect. Again, it's very confusing.
Thompson's parents tell me their son suffered bruising, tase marks on his body, and a fractured hip. They say it was a traumatic experience for their son and the entire family.
He's just a lovable kid, you know, and I couldn't believe that this could happen to my kid.
You see so many stories of stuff like this happening to kids, and they go to jail, they don't come out, something happens, they end up dying. It happens every day in this world. And I don't want to see it happen to my son or anybody's kid.
I asked Dolton police if charges were filed and if they did in fact pursue the wrong person in this case. The village of Dolton says they have no comment regarding this incident. Riverdale's police chief, he said that multiple people were arrested and charged in this incident. He said the area was searched for a number of hours for weapons, and he said it should be noted that this all occurred near 2 schools. Now, I also asked the Cook County State's Attorney's Office if Avarius Thompson had been charged, and they said they had not been contacted for charges related to this incident for anyone related to this case. So the family says still so many unanswered questions, and they said their son is traumatized.
I can imagine.
Okay, when it comes to this, I don't know the right words. So I really don't have much commentary on it. I'll say this from a street hood Burgundy perspective, I'm so glad they use tasers. That's all I have. I'm glad they use tasers. We've seen incidents where they don't. The mistaken identity is a problem for me, for sure. Let's go to another update. Again, this video was requested. I'm sorry, I tried to think of commentary I could have for this, and I just don't, because I couldn't imagine being those parents wanting their child to have the independence to roam freely in their neighborhood. I see so many parts. I also see the parts where Dolton, Riverdale, South Holland, like we heard before from Christopher Ward mother. It's such a small neighborhood. Whenever something happens, all the neighboring cities have to get involved and things get misconstrued, right? Let's go to the Dolton officer's response. Thanks for being here. Share the stream with a friend. This was in 2023, if anyone's wondering.
Johnson tells me he is the officer in the body cam video who tased the 14-year-old boy. Now, Johnson admits they got the wrong person, and he says he feels terrible about what happened, but he tells me he should not have lost his job over this incident.
At the time, I didn't know he was a boy, and I didn't know that he was, disabled or autistic. I didn't know any of those things at the time.
Former police officer Leslie Johnson was fired by the Dolton Police Department Wednesday after an incident that garnered national attention. On November 20th of last year, Dolton officers were called to help Riverdale police, who were searching for 4 black men with guns.
We observed 2 offenders fit the description, continued to run from us. I gave orders a couple times to stop, just continued running.
Get your hands up! Hands up! Hands up!
Johnson tased Avarius twice in what we now know was his own backyard. Is it your understanding now that this was a case of mistaken identity?
Yes, it is. Yes. We were later informed by Riverdale police that it was not him.
Now knowing that Avarius has autism, when you found that out, how did that make you feel?
When I learned that made me feel terrible, just because I have autistic people in my family. And what still goes through my mind off of that video was the look on his face. That hurt.
Johnson tells me he stands by his decision to use a taser as a less lethal option. He says he followed protocol and should not have been fired.
All this time goes by, and you're telling me don't worry about it. We looked into it, you're good, everything's okay. And then all of a sudden, after that story airs on the news, now you want to take some kind of action and make me out to be the bad guy. I won't stand for that.
Johnson says he hopes Avarius and his family can find it in their hearts to not view him as a bad officer or a bad person.
I've been told you shouldn't apologize. You should, even if it was a mistake, you apologize for mistakes.
The village of Dolton tells the I-Team, quote, after a thorough investigation of the facts regarding this matter, the officer in question was relieved of his duty in accordance with rules and regulations of the village of Dolton Police Department. The incident occurred during the officer's probationary period, end quote. Now, Johnson was with the department, he says, for about 3 months, and he says the probationary period is 1.5 years. Dolton tells me the tasing incident is still under review by Dolton Police and the Illinois State Police Public Integrity Task Force. And Mayor Henyard is looking forward to reviewing the findings of the investigation once it is completed. Now, the former officer tells me he is considering taking action against the Dolton Police Department and the village of Dolton.
All right. What?
Whew. So that is one of the lawsuits in those 50 we got. Allegedly, that's what we're told. That is a lawsuit, and it's 2 lawsuits involved in this case. Of course. So that's 2 out of the 50 something we have for Dolton. My opinion, I am grateful it was a taser. Please don't hate me for saying that. I've seen where they go straight to as we see in the Alexis Wilson situation, as just one. It goes straight for the lethal option. Number 2, I feel so bad for that young man and the fear. Who would have knew he was in his own backyard? His own backyard when that happened to him. I think that at the end of the day, it needs to be an overhaul all the way, retraining. If he was on probationary, he needs to go, in my opinion. I don't know. I don't know what it's like to be an officer, so I'm just gonna keep it there. I can imagine the parents. It's just like you can't settle on anything. And I'm so sorry for the people that asked me to cover this story that didn't have better commentary. But I hope you understand I wanted to share it for you, but I just don't have better commentary. So I'm going to leave it to us in the comment sections. Let me know what you think. And what do you think about what's happening here in Dolton? And it's not like this happens every day, but there are situations that could happen, could arise. And I think that rights need to be a factor. We need to go right back over our First and Fourth Amendment rights and things of that nature. I think we need to educate the police that way as well. It needs to be new training. Also, maybe the community needs to have a time, instead of us having coffee with the mayor, we need to meet our officers and know who's patrolling us, where they came from, why they had to come here, why did they want to be here, why did they apply in Dolton? Did you just apply to be an officer because it was an opening? It was an easy job. You can be lazy if you want to. We need to find out those things. I think that's all I have, because it's hard for me to do stuff like this with children. So that's all I have for this. I want you guys to go over to my channel, watch the Black August video, support it. Watch the Cara Wilson video, support it. We have fun and games over here, but it's my duty to make sure that you at least know what's going on history-wise and currently, okay? I'm sorry, y'all. It's not the normal giggly burgundy, but it's been the last 2 days. People have asked me to put this video out there and to see if anyone picks it up, if any of the bigger YouTubers look into it. So that's what I'm doing. And if they don't, my promise to you is to make sure I continue to show you this is real people and real lives, okay? And that's all I got. And I'm with Potato. The whole police department needs some serious training on so many levels. I'm gonna be honest. Some of the officers have been here for, like Lacey, 30 years. And I don't mean to point Lacey out like that, but it's been an easy job. Nothing's changed. Nothing's been updated. I mean, when we talk about Dolton, look what's going on right now. People got fired and people still coming to work. Keith Freeman got fired and he's still running the village. He got fired and he's still running the village. I repeat, the village administrator got fired and he still is running the village. Only with us can this happen. Read this comment. What is called policing today is really soldiering. Police are supposed to be a part of the community and know the people you are protecting. Nowadays, they're just soldiers in occupied territory. I agree. Did you see? Let's go to the latest thing on Edgar. I'm gonna just go here because this is what we know. So let's cover this before it gets out. Let's just go ahead and cover it. So Illinois Leaks covered this part. And this is the Edgar County Watchdogs. And if you didn't know, this is John Kraft, who is also in charge of the Dolton Politics Group. So you take it for what you will. This is what they're telling us. And it's just an insider. I'm going to be honest, in my opinion, humbly. I don't mean to be rude and I'm not trying to, but to me, it's just for sure someone that's able to get the information out. Someone an insider that knows. That's what this is. Okay. Hold on 1 second, guys. Sorry, guys, noisy place. Okay. So to me, it's just more of, they got connections. So like if you're on a Dolton Politics Group, you have a difference of opinion, you will be deleted. Okay. If you remember this is the same place that told us about Andrew Holmes were arrested back in the day. So I'm just gonna go by what they told us. It's no shade to them. This is as far as I can go with it, just so you know. Not to say it's not true. This is just what's happening. So they reported Dolton's indicted police chief banned from village property. Officers told Mayor Henyard's mandatory meeting not mandatory. Do you understand this? Officers are told Mayor Henyard's mandatory meeting not mandatory. In an email sent by Dolton Village Administrator Keith Freeman to all Dolton police officers. This man is still running our village. Bankruptcy fraud, in charge of the credit cards, in charge of the staff, in charge of the day-to-day operations. He's telling the village what to do. And the masses think it's okay. All right. Acting Chief Lewis Lacey is no longer employed by the village of Dolton. Lacey is not permitted in any village spaces reserved for employees only. without escort. Wait a minute. Lacey is not permitted in any village spaces reserved for employees only without escort. Okay, someone has to escort him. Commander Guest is now the commander in charge of the village police department until further notice. Any contact with or orders given by Lacey or Hinyard regarding Lacey's work status should be directed in writing to Inspector Baker. Mayor Tiffany Hinyard's call for a mandatory meeting with all police officers, Hinyard and Lacey, is not mandatory, and any officer may choose to attend or not attend without fear of repercussions. Okay, this is what I want to say. The people that are out here that say that Tiffany's in charge of the police, she's in charge of everything, please read that last paragraph. Mayor Tiffany Hinyard's call for a mandatory meeting with all police officers, that's what she called. The administrators did what? Hinyard and Lacey is not mandatory, and any officer may choose to attend or not attend without fear of repercussions. Okay. Now let's go to the emails. On another note, former Dolton police officer Louis Lacey will be arraigned on his 9-count federal grand jury indictment on bankruptcy fraud charges tomorrow at 4 at the Daily Center. So here's the screenshots. So this is the email from Keith Freeman. Let me see if you guys can see it. Hold on, sorry. Hit the like button if you're here. Keith Freeman emailed everyone. Attention all police department staff. Please be advised, you are not required to attend the meeting listed below. Union members, I have been in contact with the FOP and I have advised them that you are not required to attend and there will be no disciplinary action for those that do not participate. Feel free to contact me with any questions or concerns. Okay, let's go to the next one. This is you guys, I don't care how you see it. This is jacked up for Dolton. How things are being ran is jacked up for Dolton. It's jacked up. What do you guys think about that? The person that we said is not in charge of what's going on is now in charge of what's going on. The person that said that we said was a problem and that the mayor wants to fire now is overriding the mayor. This shows you how much power. So you say the mayor has all the power. Let's look at this. Good afternoon, police department staff. Please be advised I have assigned Commander Guest as the most senior officer, commander in charge until further notice. The chain of command remains the same with Guest serving as the lead of the police department. Louis Lacey is no longer employed with the village of Dolton. As such, Mr. Lacey is not allowed in any spaces reserved for employees without escort. I will continue to keep all staff up to date until necessary. I am requesting that any contact with Mr. Lacey or Mayor Tiffany Hinyard regarding his work status or any orders given by these individuals be submitted in writing to Inspector Baker and copy my office until further notice. If you have any concerns, feel free to contact my office immediately for assistance. Keith Freeman, Village Administrator. Potato says, at this point, I'm wondering who's in charge. Jonathan says, he's speaking now, so Tip had to have been handling day-to-day business. Miss Aja says, how am I catching up on videos from today and end up super late? I'm sorry, Miss Aja. I had a lot. I try to go over my emails and though I'm a small channel, I try to accommodate everybody that requests something. Thank you. I can't feel sorry. Garda says, I can't feel sorry for Tiffany because she brought a lot of this on herself. However, this leaves a big question mark in who's running the village. Not a good place to be. The village is not in a good place. So you guys stay tuned. I we got screenshots, so we'll go by that. Keith Freeman. So the village administrator runs the day-to-day. I think the best video I should be doing, working on, is the structure of the village. I want to work on the structure of the village because I feel like I'm confusion. I am confusion. I felt like the mayor ran the day-to-day. I felt like, I agree, Cynthia, what a mess. I felt like the mayor ran the day-to-day. Now it looks like the administrator ran the day-to-day. I felt like the mayor appointed the department heads and the chief. Now it looks like someone else is in charge. Who's in charge of the girls, as I always say? It's not a good place for the village of Dolton, no matter what side you're on and how you look at it. It's not a good space for the village of Dolton. So make sure you send prayers up for the village of Dolton. You know, it's bananas. So the next video I'll work on for you guys, I'll try to have it up this weekend, the structure of our village. And I'll do some research, give you what's supposed to be and what it is. But if we're looking at this, it looks like Keith Freeman has more power than the mayor. It looks like Keith Freeman has more power than the mayor. She called a mandatory meeting. They squashed it. All right, you guys. If we learn anything from this, watch the people around you. It used to be a saying like keep your friends close or something, keep your enemies close. I don't even know what the saying is, but I know what this is.
You can see the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. And also, if you stay down here and you never fuck around, you'll never find out.
Commentary Blue Commentary Burgundy Commentary Comment Blue Commentary Comment Burgundy Blue Commentary